Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, great. Can I share my screen now?
Yes, please.
Can you see my screen?
I can see it. Now, what I want you to do is click present. Present. Yeah, click present.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I can see it. Yes, go ahead.
This is my personalized learning plan. It's by me. Okay. So my goals for this class were to study effectively and improve my learning retention rate so that I can score higher on tests. So the agenda is academic goals, learning guideline, cognitive environment, comfortable and non-comfortable learning ways, applied practices, reflection, and strengths and weaknesses. So currently my academic goals are to get straight A's next semester. And this semester I did okay, but so far we still have 2 weeks in the semester and that's what my grades look like. And I plan to utilize the things that I learned in this class to improve my grades in all of my classes, but most importantly, things like chemistry and calculus. So learning guidance, my study preference are visual and kinesthetic. So I need to both see and do something in order to effectively learn it. My personality type is an ESTP, which means I'm energetic and perceptive, which ties back into the visual learning. My multiple intelligences were musical, body movement, and social, which means I prefer movement and group work during study time, and things like mnemonics also can help. So that's my desk, and I prefer a clear study environment where all of my supplies are in front of me. So like my computers, my textbook, my pencils and pens, they're all right there. I don't have to go look for anything because anytime I leave my desk, that's more things I can get distracted by. So evaluation, I'm most comfortable with independent learning, creation of action plans, listening to videos and interactive lessons. I'm least comfortable with pretty much all forms of note-taking, unstructured plans, and repetition. Those don't really help me learn, and they make me more distracted than learn. So some applied practices that I'm using is I'm trying out the Cornell Notes method, and so far it's helped keep me engaged and focused. For my study methodology, I create flashcards, test using quizzes, and hold group study sessions. For my exam strategies, I pretty much do the same thing, except I add in study guides and chapter review questions. For my study space, I already talked about. And for folder management, I now utilize a multi-pocket folder. And for my backpack manager, I made sure to get a binder right here and keep all of my stuff in the pockets and make sure my notebooks and my computers are safely stored in a different area. So reflection. So what went well this week for me is studying. I retained a lot more information. I felt like everything I learned in class, I didn't have to go back and review. But what didn't go so well is flashcards didn't really work for me. Like I was learning, but I wasn't feeling like they were as helpful as the other things I was trying. But I'm going to keep going. And I was also really tired this week when I was studying. But I also went to bed really late some nights. So it wasn't as easy to wake up early and still study and be ready for school. I noticed that my retention is better. I didn't have to go back and review topics I studied yesterday. I was able to just move on to the next topic. And I would really like to improve on my study strategies and continue to improve on my note-taking skills so that they're even better. And some goals to aid in my learning process is that I want to improve some test scores, especially EP and ECT, and that's going to help me, continue working on all these strategies. So my strengths and weaknesses. My strengths are time management, response inhibition, and task initiation, which helps me to get a good planner and easily react to changes in my plan, and also allows me to start things easily. My weaknesses are emotional control, goal-directed persistence, and stress tolerance, which pretty much means that when I start things, I don't always finish them or never finish them. And so to correct that, I allow breaks in between my studying to make sure I can distract myself with restful activities so I can relax before starting the next subject, so I can continue with my initiative and continue working instead of just being like, I did one thing, so now I'm done for the day. And that's all.
Wonderful, Ovalomi. The amount of time that you've taken in like finding out your strengths and weakness and create a plan is wonderful. I just want you to stop your presentation and share your thoughts about the program. We want to hear you speak. Okay, you can turn
Okay.
around here this way. Yeah, you look lovely. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I had a great time in this program, but I think what I learned most is effective study strategies and test strategies, like the Cornell Notes method and ways outside of just writing down what's on the screen, because that's what I used to do before. But now I can actually add in like questions and the topics and what I was actually gaining from it and not just whatever's on the presentation.
That's wonderful. Wonderful that you've done so much progress in such a short time. And all our programs are designed based on a coaching technique called immersion. Okay, we can teach you things for a very long time, drag it on, and not have any impact, or have a compression method where we teach you a lot of things in a very short amount of time, where you're forced to flex the muscle called as the brain. So each and every one of you have given fantastic presentation, and I just want to thank you. And we will have touch points to make sure that you stay on track. And there's just one thing that I want to let you know is never to be overwhelmed. Once we get overwhelmed, we kind of forget that we have planned something and we have our tools, right? The dread, the awfulness just takes over, and I don't want you to do that. Always go back to your notes and the techniques that will really, really apply, right? These are all the toolkit that we want you to reach out to, right? As humans, we get perturbed, including me. When I get stressed out or when something's very hard, I forget. I forget and I feel helpless. Whereas I have all the tools in there. I just need to set aside my emotions and look at it very logistically. So it is going to happen to you during the course of time when the final exams are coming, especially during May when you have your AP exams, then you have your SAT, ACT exams. It's going digital. You're going to hear a lot of things from a lot of people, right? So there's a constant barrage of information, which will sort of most of the time make you second guess whether you're good enough, do you have the right tools or anything, but you did spend your time in gaining all these skills, and it's going to really, really help you in the future. And I'm super proud of you guys. Okay.